spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
Spark a dream that we're meant to follow.
You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your Disney Parks vacation even more magical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Extra Magic Hour. We're a Disney Parks podcast brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider.com. My name is Shawn, and I'm joined by my other host, Breanna. How are you tonight, Breanna?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Good. We have some special guests with us tonight. Sam is not with us tonight, so I hope to have her back for the next show. But we have some special guests, Alex and Noah from the Main Street Mecchies. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, Shawn. How you doing?
Not too bad. Just getting settled in a new place, doing big things, getting ready. Sam came up with an idea a couple of weeks ago, and she says, we need to have the Main Street Mecchies on. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I reached out to you guys. You said yes. And then I asked what was the idea, and Breanna took over. So now we know we're going to find out what the idea is. So, but you guys have not, me and Breanna have been on your show. So we're honored to have you guys on our show. We really appreciate it. So what I want you to do is tell us about your podcast first and what gave you the idea of coming up with the show. You guys do a lot of you guys are engineering students, correct? Or engineers?
Just engineers, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, somehow.
Okay. Now tell us about your show.
Well, our show is pretty, you hit the nail right on the head, engineering focused. So we both, went to school together and we had classes together in engineering and realized we both had a love of Disney. Mm-hmm. We graduate and we're talking about, I think we were just discussing whatever was happening in the Disney world at the time, not Disney World specifically, but the Disney. Yeah. And I think Alex just said, we should really just start recording these conversations because we have them enough. Right. It would probably be pretty cool. And now here we are almost 30 episodes later. And awesome. We've hit on, we've designed our own theme park from scratch. We've talked about, Disney news, Disney history, different Disney traditions, and learned a lot about our own Disney preferences in the meantime. But it's been an awesome experience so far.
Cool. Where'd you guys go to school at?
We both went to Oregon State.
Nice. Okay. And you both live in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I do too. Look at that. So
very fun.
I think you guys are more up in Salem, right? Salem, Eugene area, or?
I'm from Salem. I'm in Albany right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the Salem adjacent area. The town I technically live in doesn't actually have a population, so Salem
one
adjacent.
Of those.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There's many of those up here. So yeah. But we're glad to have you guys, and thank you guys for joining us. And a couple questions we ask most of our guests. Noah, I'll ask you first. Who's your favorite Disney character?
Oh, geez, my favorite Disney character. This might be. Let's see. Hold on. Is WALL-E a Disney Pixar film, or is it just Pixar?
You can count that. That's Disney.
Disney. That's Disney Pixar.
Yeah, okay. It's super obscure, but when I saw WALL-E when it came out, that movie stuck with me in the world of Disney films just because it was so different from everything else Disney had made at the time. And so there's hardly any WALL-E stuff anywhere, but I think WALL-E is one of my favorite characters that they've created.
I'm sorry to say that I absolutely hate that movie. That's why Brianna's laughing.
And I respect that. The movie as a whole, I'm not commenting on, but the character, okay. I appreciate him.
I know Skylar Schuler, who runs the DisInsider, is huge WALL-E fan. I could not get behind that movie, so I get that. But WALL-E's a cool character. The character's cool. But
and last Alex, week he admit that he would live in the world of the WALL-E movie. So
yeah.
In the lack thereof on the ship.
The ship.
It would be very fun for a day. it's changed like throughout I've been a Disney person since I was a kid, and but I think the one that always ends up sticking is I always have a love for Donald Duck. I don't know fully, like I know why, but I don't know why. Like it always just kind of circles around back to Donald Duck. I'm an Oregon Duck fan too, that's so fair. Like
you went to Oregon State, that makes sense. Okay.
Hey, U of O does not have an engineering school.
That's true.
Like, just
that's
straight
true.
Up. But
yeah.
That's fair.
U of O essentially like, or I think they got like a license from Disney to use Donald Duck's likeness for their mascot. And so like, I don't know. It's like he's like ingrained in multiple different aspects of my life and childhood and stuff. So it all just circles back to Donald.
Okay. Perfect. Next question for Noah. What is your favorite attraction?
My favorite attraction is, I gotta say, Indiana Jones. Every time I go, that's always one of the ones I'm most excited to ride. And even as it's kind of, deteriorated over time, so not all the effects work. It's not what it used to be, but that's still the same ride that just gets me so amped up every time I go. Granted, this time there's a couple of new rides that I have not been on the next time I'm going to Disneyland, but I think I'm still going to be super pumped to ride Indy.
So is that because of your engineering, because of all the engineering stuff part of that, or just you just like the story of that and the vibe from that?
I think it's just the vibe. Like since I was little, that ride just felt different, probably because the queue is like a mile long. And
so say that the half mile long queue. Yeah.
You're exposed to more of that ride just in the queue. But yeah, the queue mainly is what left a big imprint, because it's probably one of the best themed queues from that era.
Absolutely. I've heard that Walt Disney World has a lot of really, really good themed queues, but I will definitely say that Indiana Jones for sure has one of the best queues. That's unfortunate when COVID was going on, that they would stop you outside and you just walk through it really quick, through most of it to get to the front. But yeah, they would stop you right there at the entrance until you got almost up to the showroom up there. But
yeah, because they had a weird rule about how you can only be inside a building for like a half hour or something.
And then it takes that long just to walk through the queue.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Indiana Jones is a good ride. It makes me sick, but I do like it. I'll go on it because I just love it. It's so much fun, and all the stuff, and Tony Baxter crushed that ride. So that was very, very cool.
He did.
Alex, how about you? What's your favorite attraction?
I was thinking about this when you brought it up earlier, and I think I'm going to go with Spaceship Earth.
Okay.
I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Yeah, I've answered this differently many different times. I think even on our podcast.
Yes.
But I think last time I even said Big Thunder, which is still like number 2, if not sometimes is number 1.
Yeah.
But just there's a lot of memories with Spaceship Earth. I've seen Spaceship Earth go through, I think, 2 different versions of what it until it is now, and from the sounds of it, I'm going to see a third at some point, and right. I'm always excited to ride it, and I always enjoy it, even though it's not like a fast one or a thrill one. It's just fun.
Cool. Last question here: Disneyland or Walt Disney World? Noah.
Oh, Disneyland.
Okay. Alex, how about you?
World. Yeah, okay. World every time.
What a surprise!
Just so you understand, Alex, if Sam was here, you have to say Walt Disney World. You cannot.
That just takes a long time.
I know. I understand it. Even when they do commercials, I'm going to Disney World, it still pisses her off. And she wants it to. She puts a name, respect on Walt Disney's name, and she makes sure you understand that. So Sam, looking out for you. So
I'm sorry, Sam.
Nah, it's all good. But well, cool. One more question then we'll get into. So what gave you guys your love for Disney? Noah, I'll let you start. What made you say Disney is the thing that I want to do a podcast about, if that makes sense?
I really think it was the theme parks and not necessarily the movies. Granted, I was watching the movies, as far back as I can remember, but going into Disneyland, I don't know how many times I've been there, and I've been to Disney World, Walt Disney World once. Disney World, sorry, Sam. The parks, just like, I remember going as a kid and just feeling completely immersed and blown away. And at the time, I just thought, this is magic. And then even as I, went through high school and college and even now, when you can start to see some of, the technical side of things, and it's not quite as, mind blowing as it was before you understood anything. But still, I still look forward to riding even like the classic opening day attractions in Disneyland, just because there's something different about those. And so it was the idea of making that happen for other people and how Disney does that. That's what really got me interested in it.
That's an awesome answer. How about you, Alex?
I think, so my family, we were going since I was a little kid. And so that like definitely helps ingrain you into like the Disney atmosphere when you start going when you're little and you keep going. But I always loved like creating things and telling stories and stuff like that. And that's something that's continued through my hobbies now. And Disney, especially in their theme parks and in their engineering, they're that perfect little mesh of what I do at work and then what I do for fun, of this idea of like creating things using the same knowledge that Noah and I went to school for, but doing so in a way that tells a story and immerses people. And I think I mentioned this calculus teacher when I was in high school said something to my class like right before we were graduating, and I'm forgetting the exact quote. I said it like on our first episode, but it's like when technology is used correctly, there's no difference between it and magic. And Disney, and it's not his quote. He took that from somebody. I found that out later. He snagged that from somebody else and just didn't tell us who it was credited to. But Disney just puts that so perfectly. And I think that's a big part of what Noah and I like talking about on our show, is that for us, at least, that whole like figuring out how things work and why Disney does things the way that they do them and how certain things factor into their decision making, that almost makes it more magical. And that's kind of how my relationship with the parks has evolved as I've grown up, is seeing that just increases the magic more, because it's not just like, man, I don't know how that works, but it's really cool. It's man, I know at least a little bit of how that works, and that's even cooler. And the effort that goes into it, I don't know, you see a lot more of the blood, sweat, and tears that go into it, and it just makes it more special.
Wow, those were good answers. Good stuff.
You nailed it.
Yeah, for sure. Breanna, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit of Disneyland news, because all of us except Alex here are more Disneyland people. So that's what we talked about on the live stream just a little bit ago too. His first thing is that some of the cast members were notified yesterday that they're turning the Paradise Pier Hotel into a Toy Story hotel.
Oh,
yeah.
Like is it cool. Tokyo that just opened up? Or
that's what we don't know yet. That says it's very, very in the very early stages. So it was just they were informed that's going to be transformed into a Toy Story themed hotel. So I'm here for it. Breanna says she's here for it. Guys, what do you guys think about that idea? Have you guys been to Paradise Pier?
I've never been to the Paradise Pier Hotel, but I can say I'm here for it. And I wanted to double check because that sounded familiar. And Tokyo Disney did just open up their
and I've heard it's amazing.
Toy Story Hotel. So if that's the kind of caliber they're planning on bringing, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think we literally just talked about the Paradise Pier Hotel like a couple weeks ago, and how it was very like under themed in comparison to the other two hotels at Disneyland. And I mean, I'm just hoping that there's like I don't know, maybe like a Matchbox or like a Lincoln Log bed set in one of the rooms, because that's like cool. There's so many. They always go nuts when they do a Toy Story themed land, because there's so many cool things you can do for decorations. And if they
I think every room, like you said, every room would be just great. I mean, you could do just so many different things, and you could have like a Sid's room, and you could have the daycare. I mean, if you imagine they have to stay in the Sid's room. That if that was an option, that'd be pretty damn cool. I think
I would do that.
That would be terrifying. That scene still scares me as an adult person.
That's Disney magic.
The one thing I would say about the Paradise Pier, I've never stayed there. I'm hoping to, but the one thing about it is it has like great views. I mean, if you get that premium view from the top floors,
right,
you have an amazing view. You can actually look over onto Disneyland and DCA all at the same time and just have these great views. So if they can incorporate Toy Story into that, like you said, with some of you could have all kinds of things. You could have it's kind of endless of what you actually could do. You know, the idea. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So.
I think they've announced it so soon after the one in Tokyo opened that they better bring it because everyone's going to compare it to Tokyo.
They've set the bar and it's fresh in everyone's minds.
Well, I mean, if you count the 3 hotels in the Disneyland Resort, it is by far the value resort, the value hotel of the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Disneyland Hotel, which is the classic, the main one, the first one. Grand Californian is awesome because of just, I mean, you get to stay in there and you go. When I stay there, I could look out and look down the walkway and see, you know, I can't think of it now. Soarin', I mean, right down there.
Yeah.
At nighttime, and staying in that hotel, just seeing everyone work at night. They did test Grizzly River all night long and made a lot of noise, so that was kind of annoying one night. But it's cool just to see the inner workings of the park. They're out there cleaning up, they're changing the flowers and stuff. It's a cool way to get a look into the park. And if Disneyland Forward goes forward like they've talked about recently, I think a Toy Story themed hotel in that area will be freaking just amazing. It will be they'll do it right because that hotel is just 2 buildings basically. There's nothing special to it.
Pretty simple, yeah. That's awesome.
I am kind of surprised that they didn't go with like continuing the Pixar Pier and just kind of turning it into a Pixar hotel. Like doing like
it might be like I said. This was supposedly they were told yesterday. The cast members were told yesterday that it was Toy Story themed. So it could. I guess it could go any way. I mean, I think a Pixar themed hotel would be even a better idea. Just to have different rooms, a different floor of. You know, you have a Toy Story floor, you have a Coco floor. You could just go crazy. You know?
Oh, the Coco one would be so cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Any more thoughts on the Paradise Pier Hotel? Anyone?
No.
Sounds exciting.
I'm up for anything they do.
Yeah.
It sounds super fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I want to go check
updating
it out.
And then the other topic that we talked about was the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, which it originally was. And then it's Tarzan's Treehouse starting in the 90s. Now it's going to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
They announced on Monday that they are taking away the Tarzan theme from the treehouse. They are taking out the entrance of the treehouse, which is that island in the middle of the walkway in Adventureland. Right. So, which I hope they take it out and don't bring it back. We talked about this. I think it'd be great to go back how it originally, because originally in the 90s before they changed it, you would walk in through where the exit is now. That's where the entrance was, and you come out the other side. So I hope that they go back that way because they're doing so much work for space in that area right now. To get that out of the way would be great. Mm-hmm. But the big thing is they don't know what they're going to retheme it yet. There's a lot of rumors of what the theming would be. We had a good discussion on our live stream about it. Big rumor is Encanto. Mm-hmm. That's the big rumor. I personally said that I thought it was too soon for Encanto to have a themed attraction when there's other movies that have been out longer that don't have them yet. Mm-hmm. And also the fact that I don't think the Encanto theme fits in Adventureland / New Orleans Square, depending because of where it's located. Because it's like right there. It's right there. So we had discussed on there some ideas. Before we say what we thought, tell me what you guys think would be a good idea to replace the treehouse, a good theme.
Well, I think I'm in the same boat you are as far as the Encanto overlay. One, because it's so soon, and two, I don't know how. You know, the symbol for that movie is the house, so I don't know how they would plan on putting the house in a tree, or maybe just theming it around. What is it, Antonio, the one that can talk to animals? Yeah, making that his kind of area. I guess that would be the.
But he's not a big enough character.
But he's a minor
have his
character.
own theme, you know.
Isn't one of the older sisters? Isn't her whole thing like plant growth?
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah,
it's like that could possibly be hers if they throw just like a buttload of flowers on that thing.
Yeah.
And they just decide to theme it around one character from the movie.
I can't see them doing that in that space. It's just a weird space to do that.
It is a weird space. I honestly don't know what I'd rather be there. And to tell you the truth, I can't tell you the last time I even went up in the treehouse, just because that was never really on my to-do list. I'm sure I went up there.
Tarzan wasn't that exciting. It wasn't even that good of a movie. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Had a great soundtrack.
Yeah, it is.
A great soundtrack. Yeah. But I think I probably went up there once when I was little and then forgot about it. So, to hear that they were doing this, I'm not super, taken aback by it. I don't really know what you stick there, because you're right. It's a really odd, it's right on the transition line between New Orleans Square and Adventureland. And it's also kind of stuffed in a corner. I like how if they get rid of that island in the middle of the walkway, that would be fantastic. Yeah. That's like one of the most congested places in the whole park.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, you go. Do you have an idea?
I got two that might work.
Okay.
The first one, it doesn't fulfill it has the same issue as Encanto because it's new, but I just want the fantasy nerd in me wants to see Onward in a Disney park, and I've said it multiple times on our show.
Okay.
Doing like a walkthrough of like Tolkien-like artifacts from the Onward,
that'd
like
pretty cool
history and stuff like that.
Actually,
I'm a D&D nerd too, so like the entire movie Onward is about Dungeons and Dragons essentially. So that's also why I just enjoy it. I also have an older brother, so. But I think the one that would work a little bit better is if they integrated some like a SEAS organization or a SEA organization, like scavenger hunt thing almost in there.
Oh wow!
That would be
have
cool.
it be like hidden, so it's like it's not like outward. Hey, here's the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, but it's like, I don't know, you hit like little panels and you can find like excerpts from their journals and stuff like that. It's all like hidden underneath the surface of like different clues. I don't know. That might be kind of a fun way to use the space in a way that's not just like walk through it, do the thing.
I really like that.
Right by Jungle Cruise, where they've introduced a bit more sea.
It'd be a perfect spot to put an SEA thing right in Adventureland.
Yeah, that's the best idea I've heard of any so far. Yeah. We talked about Mama Odie. That was one that people talked about Mama Odie's treehouse.
That would be,
But then, like Breanna said, if you have Mama Odie's and Splash Mountain being changed over, they're obviously going to change over Hungry Bear to something Tiana themed as well. So Tiana's going to take over New Orleans Square. I feel bad for Pooh
just be Tiana Square.
I don't know what they're going to do with Pooh.
Pooh's still hanging on by a thread.
It's literally like Pooh's corner. It's just hanging out over there in the back.
Pooh's corner, a little gift shop with some Pooh merch, and that's it.
Maybe they'll just update. Maybe they'll just update the Pooh ride to be like the one. Is it Shanghai that has the trackless Pooh ride?
The Pooh's Honey Hunt.
Yeah.
Just kind of take out the boat and throw in the track. Because is that Pooh boat? Because the Pooh and Walt Disney World is boat.
Tracked. That was a rail.
Track.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can just throw out the tracks. Throw in the tracks.
It does have the moose heads from Country Bear Jamboree.
Which is the coolest thing of that whole thing. I absolutely love how Disney does that, to where they put something from the old attraction into you guys obviously know about Indiana Jones, the Eeyore sign. That's
I still haven't been able to see it in person because
so do you know where it is?
It's in the projector room, right?
Yeah, so if you're in the projector room, if you're looking at the screen, you have to be like in the first row of that. If you look back up at the top if you look back up over the top, then you can actually see it. Hang on one second. What? Okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Oh yeah, there.
But don't you have to have someone shine a light on it, or
you do now?
You
didn't before.
Oh, okay.
I know I've gotten up to the front there and tried looking back and just seeing darkness and thinking, well, I'm sure it's back there, and then continuing onward. Maybe this will be the time I'm bold enough to ask a cast member to shine a light up there.
It's pretty cool. They do that on so many things, and I love that. So But yeah, I think that's kind of what's happening in the parks. Obviously, New Orleans Square is being like overhauled right now to make room. They're taking out planters and they're taking out steps, and they're taking good. I think it's gonna change the whole look of New Orleans Square, which will be really weird, I think. But I think it needs to happen, especially with this is all part of Project Stardust they talked about years ago when they were with COVID to make more room. So I'm glad it's happening. But let's move on to our amazing high octane well thought out game. We have like 20 minutes because I'm not going to miss the Main Street Electrical Parade, just so we're clear on that.
Totally good.
So, because I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be seeing.
It probably is.
It better be that. I can't. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I am almost 50 years old, so I have seen that parade so many times. I love it. So, you guys fans of that?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of that. Yeah, and they've brought it back enough times that I've seen it plenty of times, and I'm happy
Alex,
that they have. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't usually the biggest fan of parades, at least when I went last. But when my wife and I were there in January in Walt Disney World, I missed them. I missed them a lot, and the Main Street Electrical one is one I always miss a little bit. So
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how I feel about them changing the last float yet, but we'll see. I'm sure I've seen pictures, I've seen video of it now on TikTok. It looks amazing. So
it does look really cool.
Well played on their part. Breanna, are you excited for it?
I'm ready. Like I said, I've never seen it before, so I know.
It's so cool. It's so
you
fun.
need to watch the old one before you watch, just so you see what that last float was. You need to just find it on YouTube, and then you can see the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's that song at the end of that. They're not going to play that song anymore. No. It's like an American-based song, and I can't wait to see what they change it to. And good for them. Change is good. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into our thing. Where I keep talking. So.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, Sam and her Imagineering feature I don't remember the episode, and I was hoping she'd be here. So. So she kind of talked about in the feature about how important it is to be able to look at two things and be able to bring it together. And we kind of wanted to do that with Disney attractions. So I came up with 2 Disney attractions in each of the 6 continental U.S. parks. I don't know if we'll get through all 6 parks. We're in a little time crunch, but
let's do Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Oh, you're talking about just here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I've like Disneyland, DCA, Magic Kingdom, Epcot.
Okay. I'll try it over there. I've never been to the.
I was like, most of the rides are pretty. You would probably know. So we can start out with Disneyland. Both of these rides are in both coasts. So we are going to mash together Pirates of the Caribbean and Rise of the Resistance.
Oh.
Now, what do you mean by mash?
So
I
understand. Like to have basically like, and I guess the easiest way to describe it, would you like to have the cars or the mechanics of Pirates of the Caribbean with the theme of Rise of the Resistance, or would you like to have the mechanics of Rise of the Resistance with the theme of Pirates of the Caribbean?
Is it the theme of the pirates that's specifically in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't like swap out for a different pirate-like theme or like a different Star Wars theme. It's okay to say no.
No, we'll go with no.
Okay, so it's literally just like copy and paste the rides are the same. It's just swapping some of the stuff.
Yeah, kind of seeing what we can do. Like, I mean, like Pirates in Disneyland is obviously a lot older than Rise, and there's a lot more technology going on. So how can you like either take the theme of Pirates, like Pirates of the Caribbean, and adapt it to that technology, or vice versa if we want.
It'd be amazing if they could do that. If they could but you don't really want to mess with pirates too much. That's my baby. So
I know, that's why I had to do this. I was like, we're gonna pick pirates. Like,
I mean, the only thing I would change on that, honestly, is I would, if I was taking something from Rise to put on Pirates, I would use their vehicle. I think that'd be a little bit better because I think it can move around more, and you can probably get to see more of the stuff like you do on Rise on Pirates. You won't get wet as much probably because it's not a boat, but you probably won't get wet at all. But still, I think that'd be a cool idea to spin around and see all the different elements of Pirates, because there's so much to look at that you miss when you're not just looking, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If they could do a trackless water ride, that would be incredible.
God dang.
I think that's just a boat.
And that's the problem.
It's just a boat. That's a good answer.
Okay, you win. All right. All right, wise guy. What would you do?
I mean, I think the answer is to go with like the theming of pirates and the vehicle of Rise. Like I think you almost have to do that because I don't think it works the other way around. I don't think you can do a boat through a Star Cruiser.
No.
Yeah, maybe if you did like boat through swamps of Dagobah or something like that might be kind of cool.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I think it would be fun to do like a trackless vehicle and then maybe add some new, like some of the animatronics like they do for the flipping Spider-Man in DCA and have like pirates like swinging across boats.
That's a good idea.
Going
That's
through.
a really good idea.
Yeah, doing like stuff like that. Maybe you're like going up gangplanks and then going around boats and stuff like that. That might be kind of a fun way to use the trackless.
You could use the trackless and it could take you into the town in the burning town scene rather than just a river running through it. And then you could see, all the different characters, and you've got the screen tech from Rise to make the people a little more, I wouldn't say believable, but a little more fluid and easier to install probably.
So like a bunch of Hondo like animatronics like in Pirates, how crazy would that be? Like not Hondo himself, but like that kind of
A1000, the high end. Yeah, if they put a bunch of those in the town scene,
but then you're messing with pirates, and that's a problem for me.
You can't have the trackless ride vehicle, but still like it go under the dude with the dirty foot. Like you gotta change some stuff. Like keep the dirty foot, but the dirty foot has to look more realistic now. Like
that's fair.
I would say that it looks almost too realistic.
No, we're full sending or we're not sending at all, Noah. There's no in between.
Damn, Breanna, that was good. Breanna, how about you?
All right, yeah, no, I was fully going for having some sort of, and like at first I was like, oh, this is almost too easy because there's like a Shanghai Pirates that's very, technology based and very
and that's
advanced.
kind of what I was thinking too, but you don't want to mess with the original Pirates, though, just so we're clear.
And I had to do this one because I knew it would hurt Shawn.
That's my ultimate favorite attraction. So
that's your Walt Disney World for Sam, is messing with pirates.
Pretty much, yeah. But I think the Jack Sparrow stuff was cool. Johnny Depp, you guys watching any of that stuff?
Oh, I've watched a little bit, but
I've watched a little.
That poor guy, dude. I mean, I know that's way off topic, but damn, dude.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's just a whole mess that shouldn't be
Who knew
happening.
that? I mean, his childhood was pretty messed up too. That's pretty sad. So that's I feel bad for the guy, but women. Sorry, Breanna, but I don't.
Thanks. It's fine. I understand.
Okay, good. What's our next one?
All right, so I guess we'll go over to DCA and we will do the Incredicoaster with Radiator Springs Racers.
Ooh.
So do we want the Incredibles into a car ride, or bringing the car ride into a roller coaster type?
It hurts me to change anything about Cars because I love that ride.
I don't want to mess with Cars Land, but we're doing it.
But I would absolutely put like the Incredible story on the Cars ride vehicle.
I agree. I think that would be awesome. That would be so much fun. So I love Cars. I love Cars Land, but that's a good idea.
I was like, Mr. Incredible's car from like the early
exactly.
ones.
And there's so little theming to work with on Incredicoaster. Like they already kind of maxed out their real estate with where you can put story elements. So
let's be honest though. I mean, that is pretty damn cool what they do with the Incredicoaster.
Oh no,
coaster, it is. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's like the most theming I've seen on almost any roller coaster. Period. Until Cosmic Rewind opens up, probably.
And you can actually follow along with that story too while you're on there. I love that. It's like a story that there's the baby and there he is going over the things and.
Yeah, so I got asked because Noah and I were talking about this because we did a mouse geared of the Incredicoaster. Did you guys know that the story behind the Incredicoaster is the Incredibles are like christening a roller coaster? Like you're there on the opening day of a roller coaster made in honor of them.
That's the lore of the ride.
That's the lore of the ride.
I thought it was based on the baby getting lost.
Yeah,
right. The baby gets lost at the opening day of the roller coaster.
Because there's like that little interview on the videos right before you get on.
on
I'm
the
usually doing like
four
single rider. I
TVs.
don't pay attention to that stuff. That's just,
You just blaze right past them.
Yeah.
You get in the elevator. You're having a good time.
yeah, go up and down and come back around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I rode it so many times, and I didn't just do single rider because, like, my wife and I went on it when we went to Disneyland a few years ago, and it was like when Pixar Pier, like the year that Pixar Pier did its whole thing of changing to Pixar Pier and then never changing back, and so like we went through that ride like 5 or 6 times. I had no idea that was a thing until Noah said it.
And I didn't realize it until
I
we
didn't
were
either.
recording
Honestly, I had
that.
no idea.
And I researched it while we were talking, and because I thought it was just, you're running alongside Dash. Oh wow, you're getting saved by Violet. No, you're just the roller coaster exists in the world of the movie now. That roller coaster is part of the Incredibles canon now. Yeah,
And you can smell it, and you can smell the cookies.
The smell of the cookies.
that's the best advertising I have ever seen.
And then you get off the ride, there's a freaking cookie
And then-
man there.
Right there, yeah.
Good stuff. So, Breanna, did you say what you were thinking? Or were you thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, like we could still do like a chase. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be opening a roller coaster anymore, but
Yeah.
doing a chase to get Jack, and you would be just bringing out like Mr. Incredible's car, and I think you could do a lot with seeing the house and the town and stuff like that.
I like it.
So much.
So how about this? So there's 4 lands. There's 4 parks in Walt Disney World, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do 2 of them tonight. And then you guys want to come back in 2 weeks and finish this up?
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
absolutely.
cool with that?
Yeah.
We do this show every 2 weeks, and we'll get you guys back, and we'll have you guys back on, finish up, and maybe throw some more stuff, and maybe talk about some. This is a good idea, Breanna. So,
This is Sam's idea. I just came up with it.
Good work, Sam.
well, she's not here, so good job, Breanna.
Yeah, good. And I'll have gone to Disneyland by then because I
there you
leave
go.
Oh, nice.
next Friday. So
Right on.
I'll have some Tarzan news to report on maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
please do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Breanna, give us some more. Give us 2 more.
All right. What should we do? Let's go. I want to do the Animal Kingdom one. So we're going to do Everest and Flight of Passage.
Ooh. I honestly, Alex, I thought you were going to say Flight of Passage was your favorite ride. I was kind of surprised.
I don't really know if I have one that I can say is like a for sure favorite. It changes with the mood. It really does.
I feel that.
Qualifying your statements like a true engineer.
Hey, covering my rear like a
Yeah.
true engineer.
Not knowing either one of those or being on either one of those, I've seen both of them and I've seen videos about them. I think it'd be cool to put the theme of the Avatar ride onto the Everest attraction. I think that'd be cool, but make the Yeti work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So the Yeti could be like the avatars or the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. The Yeti can be the tree and it can just
The tree.
sway.
or one of the big robots.
That's
Big
true. It
mech.
can be one of the big mechs that they have. That would be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
kinda neat. But
I
I mean,
mean-
any large creature just put in there that
As long as it
actually
works.
functions.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you go the other way, you just end up accidentally making Soren again.
That's exactly what I was like. It's just Soren
true.
with one location, but
Yeah. It's
Just with
Soren
more
on a bike.
danger.
Like,
maybe with another Yeti that moves.
That would be really cool to put the scale of, well, not the scale, put the theme of Pandora on that whole mountain in that area. But I don't know. Avatar has plenty of space as is, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're in need of that.
Yeah, and I was like,
it'd be really cool.
you can have more lights. I'm always up. I love Pandora at night when you go. So I was like, if that
More
mountain lights
fluorescent
up
lights.
at
Yeah.
night, so
Oh, that'd be so. They could put the tree on top of the mountain. They'd have to make it a little shorter first, but it's still.
Have it grow through the mountain and like only be like
Yeah.
an inch tall
That
above
would
where
be
it currently
cool.
is.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I like it. What's your last one there, Breanna?
let's go ahead and we'll do Epcot. So we got Soren and Frozen.
Ooh.
Like a boat ride
Hmm.
through the world, or
That's interesting.
like a somehow full screen
A jetpack
adventure
through Arendelle?
yeah,
There's
Arendelle.
magic
or-
in that world, so you could, you're on a flying thing. I wouldn't be opposed to flying through Arendelle.
I wouldn't be
Seeing all
either. I
the-
think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that'd
that
be
would be
pretty
really
cool.
neat.
Especially with like the other movie too, because because you could like fly along like the river and fly along with the horse, and you could actually like right there with the horse and sing the song.
Yeah, I don't know how you would,
or whatever it is. You know?
Yeah, I don't know how you'd put Soarin' on as a boat ride. That'd be.
I think it's then Small World.
I think I was gonna say
it's grown up Small World. It's high definition Small World.
I'm starting to wonder if Disney just plays this game and that's how they make their ride. Because every single one, we've just really cool found one of their rides.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this one, I really like this idea. So, Breanna, we're going to come up. So, we have 2 more parks in Florida, but I want to add like 2 more from Disneyland, DCA again. So, we'll have 4 to talk about, because there's plenty of stuff we can talk about. I like this idea. And you guys are cool coming back in a couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, damn, that was a really good idea. I really like the idea of just don't mess with pirates too much. But I do like the idea of the trackless thing.
We've covered that already. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
So no, our next mouse is going to be pirates, right? We're just turning that thing to the ground.
Just
our next our next mouse geared segment.
Invite Shawn.
I'm joking.
Yeah, when's this show?
Blood pressure rise.
I'll just come sit over and steam in the corner.
Just glare.
Yeah. No, seriously, though, this was awesome. I'm glad you guys came on. And Alex, what's the baby news?
Yeah, no news yet. Just still waiting.
When I asked last week I think Noah said, we got to make sure Alex can be there because we don't know. I don't know who I'm talking to when I'm messaging you guys. So
it's usually Alex.
Yeah. But I know you were saying that. And, hopefully, when's she due?
She's not due till May, but just signs of preterm labor and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's healthy, everybody's good. Just had an appointment yesterday, and they're thinking we're gonna make it at least another couple weeks. So,
and do you know what you're having yet?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Okay, what's his name?
I don't believe I'm supposed to say the name.
Shawn? Okay.
It's Shawn.
Walter Elias. That's pretty cool.
Walter Elias.
All right. How's the Iron Man suit coming?
I started painting again, which is good.
Nice.
Things are. I'm just taking it at my own pace at this point. Just trying not to make it a chore. Is kind of the idea. But
Noah, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are cool, and thank you guys for taking the time to be on with us. Where can we find your guys' show?
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think almost anywhere you can find podcasts, Main Street Mecchies, and we're on Instagram at Main Street Mecchies.
Love it. Breanna, where can they find us?
They can find us all over the place on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. All at Walt's Apartment Podcast.
Yes.
And wherever you listen to podcasts, I think everywhere.
I think it is pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much.
I told Alexa to play it the other day and it just started playing. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that was possible, but okay. But guys, thank you so much. Breanna, thank you so much. And from us here at the Extra Magic Hour and from our friends at Main Street Mecchies, we hope you guys have a magical day. Good night, everyone.
Bye.